Summer is officially over, my friend, which means it's time to go back to work, to go back to the game, right? To get back and work to achieving all of those high goals that you want to really achieve. It's time to start what I like to call autumn arc. Summer arc for a lot of people has finished. For a lot of people, they've just wasted another summer. Some people, they were a little bit productive, but they also spent a little bit of time like having fun, going on vacations, just like me basically, okay? And now it's time to get back to the game, to get back to working hard, right? And so now I'm basically gonna give you a full guide on how you can go about working to achieve your goals during this autumn period, right? And I promise you that if you follow closely all of the strategies and the mindsets that I'm gonna give to you in this video, by the end of this video, you will know everything that you need to know to become the most productive and efficient person that you can ever be. All right? And we will do this by basically breaking this video down into 4 chapters. The first one being your work ethic and mindset that you need to have during this autumn arc. The second being how to set goals basically in the proper way, because most people don't set goals in the right, proper, actual way. Then part three is basically all about staying consistent with your things, because I see too many people online talking about, oh, just be consistent, but they don't actually give you strategies to actually stay consistent for like months and months. And then finally we have the last part, the fourth part, where I'm gonna give you an unfair advantage, so that now that you know everything that you need to know to stay consistent, to have your goals and have your mindsets, now you don't only have that, you also have an unfair advantage against all of your competition, which is what we're gonna talk about at the end of this video, right? But let's firstly start with the first chapter of this video, which is your work ethic. Now, your work ethic that you want to have is basically the work ethic that any successful people has, right? Do you think a successful person or someone that is about to become successful is going to be hardworking or not hardworking? Of course, someone that is going to become successful or is already successful has a very strict work ethic. He tries to put his best into everything that he does. So this is basically what all of this video is about: how to put your best and your all of yourself into this one thing or this couple of things, so that you can achieve your highest goals. But you need to have the right mindset to be able to do this. And so you need 2 things basically, okay? 2 mindsets. All right. The first one is to have a very high self-esteem. Now, if you don't have a very high self-esteem, or what a lot of people like to call a higher identity, all right, of yourself, or a higher ego, you will never be able to achieve anything meaningful in your life. You might achieve some random secondary stuff, but you'll never actually be able to achieve something meaningful, all right? You need to think big in order to achieve big, all right? There's this book that I love. I think it's the best book, the best self-improvement book I've ever read, which is called The Magic of Thinking Big. And I know it seems like a very pretty wishy-washy kind of book, in the sense that he tells you, oh yeah, just think big, and just by thinking big, you're gonna achieve everything, right? Now, of course, it doesn't work like that, and the book doesn't talk about it. But it's truly true that if you think big, you are going to be able to achieve big. If you think you're capable of doing something, you have a chance of actually doing it. If you don't even think you're capable of doing it, You'll never be able to do that. So you need a high self-esteem of yourself, right? You need to think, yes, I can do it. Yes, this is something that I can do it, and I will actually do it way faster than all of my competition. I will be the best one at doing this specific thing, right? I will be the best one in school. I will be the best one at work. I will be the best one in business, in relationships, in fitness, and every single thing. You need to have a high self-esteem, right? You are going to be the best one. The so-called alpha male, right? If you want to call it like that. And then you need the second mindset, which is resilience. You need to be resilient. You can't just think big and that's it. Because even if you think very big and you think, yes, I can do it, and you start to work on this thing because you truly think you can do it, then you need to keep doing it. You can't just stop and give up. And resilience is all about that, right? It's all about getting up every single time you fall back down. Resilience is when, for example, you're at the gym, you try to achieve a PR, okay, but you're not able to do it that day. Then you try to get that PR the next time. For example, you try to do 100 kgs on the bench, but you're not capable to do it, not even the month after that. But you keep doing it because you are resilient. You don't just let every single loss in your life take control of you. When you lose at something, you say, you know what, it's fine, it's normal to lose. Now I'm gonna keep going. This is what resilience is about. And so this takes me to the second chapter, which is setting goals. Now that you know what is the mindset that you need to have, now it's time to set those goals so that then we can talk about how to actually stay consistent on those goals so that you can achieve them and become successful. All right. But before we can actually get to that part of the video, you need to do something very important and take very careful attention to this, because this is extremely important. If you don't take this advice, you will never be able to be successful. And I'm not saying that just to get your attention. I'm being truly serious, bro. You need to cut out all distractions, every single distraction. You keep getting distracted from random things all day long. You start thinking, yo, I should maybe get a girlfriend. Oh, you know what? I should maybe start this new martial art. Oh, you know what? Maybe I'm not that good looking. Maybe I should work on my looks for a little bit. Oh, you know what should I eat now? Oh, how should I dress? Oh, thinking about random shit, you're getting so much distracted. Then you have people, when you're working, you have people getting in and out of your room for no reason. Then you are keeping to use your phone, like you're working and you have your phone right next to you. You literally have notifications all time long when you're working, and you're getting distracted every single fucking time. And bro, literally, you're getting distracted every time. You're not able to focus. If you want success, you need to be focused on this thing. You don't want to have distractions. You want to cut out all of the distractions. And the number one most important distraction that you need to cut out is your phone. Now look at what I've done with my phone, right? I put my phone in a box and I've basically wrote down, okay, you can see it. I don't know if you can see it right now, but basically I wrote down the date and the time when I can open this box and use my phone. For as long as I don't get to this day and this specific time, I will not be able to open this box and get my phone. So for example, here we have written the date of tomorrow, which is 15 September, right? And then the time is 4 p.m., right? So before 4 p.m. of tomorrow, I cannot take my phone out of this box and I cannot use it. Now this is a very powerful move that you can use, especially if you see yourself wasting so much time for no reason on your phone, because you might have some periods where you're actually a little bit more disciplined with your phone, right? But then everyone, even the most disciplined people, they still have periods in the all right that was weird, but even the most disciplined people with their phones, they are able, they still have periods where they're not disciplined and they waste time on their phone. Now, if you're that guy who always picks up his phone, like you pick up your phone 50 times every single day, you want to use this thing. Put your phone in a box right fucking now. Put like a post-it or a piece of paper here where you write down the time and the date where will be able to actually take the phone out of the box. All right, and then at that point you will only be able to take the phone out at that specific time and day, right? If you do it right now, you will not realize how much this will impact your life. You will have, before you actually get to this time and day, you will find yourself often wondering, where's my phone? Or trying to reach your phone in your pocket. Or like thinking, oh, I should use my phone, I should like watch a video, and then every single time you realize, wait, but I can't use my phone is in the box. Just only when you do this very simple thing, you realize how much you are actually addicted to that fucking phone, right? So you don't want that, you don't want distractions. You're wasting so much time. The average person, the average teenager wastes like 10 hours every single day on the phone. And even adults waste about 6 hours every single day on their fucking phone. Bro, I'm not making this shit up. Literally, go to internet and search this thing up for yourself. I'm not bullshitting you. It's true. People waste all of this time on their phone. Let's start with chapter 2 right now, alright? So now that you have the right work ethic, the right mindset, and you are completely focused on your work, it's time to actually work, right? But to do that, we firstly have to set some goals. And you probably already have some goals, right? You probably already are trying to achieve them. And you're already working on them if you're watching this video, right? But the thing is that even if you're already working on a goal, or if you want to start working on a new goal, you firstly have to understand if that goal is actually worth working on it, right? Because you might actually end up wasting years of your life working on a goal that you actually don't care about. So to make sure that this doesn't happen, you want to use the and then what strategy. So this strategy basically, the way that you use this strategy the way that you use this strategy is that you think, all right, I'm gonna work to achieve this goal, and then what? This is the way the strategy works, right? So for example, making $10,000 a month, which is one of the most common goals into especially the younger population. Okay, I'm gonna make $10,000 a month, and then what? Right? And then what? What is gonna happen after this? Okay, now you have the money. What are you gonna use all of this money for? Maybe it was never about my money. Maybe it was always about the freedom that you actually get from making $10,000 a month. And now you're stuck just making cold calls or working on your SMMA agency or whatever the fuck you're using to make money, and spending all day long just working. When literally the reason why you wanted to make money was so that you could achieve freedom and not work a job. But what is really the difference between working a job and working a business? When in both, like maybe when you work a business, you're actually gonna work harder and work more hours. So you're actually gonna be less free than working, than actually working a job, right? So make sure that if you want to make this money, but you want to do it to get freedom, use a business strategy where maybe you can make passive income, where maybe you can work from home, where maybe you can have all of these things that give you more freedom instead of taking freedom away from you, right? So you might end up wasting 5 years of your life working on this agency. Now you finally make like $20,000 a month, and you're literally depressed because you're not free at all. You're just working all day long. And if you really want to achieve freedom, you still the same thing, the same strategy. And then what? You're gonna achieve freedom, right? Time freedom, location freedom, financial freedom, all of these things that you hear online, right? That they feel very, very nice when you hear them, right? But what are you actually gonna use all of that freedom for? Location freedom. Do you want location freedom so you can travel the world? Okay, but do you even travel? Have you even ever traveled in the city where you literally live in? Like, if you have this big passion of traveling, so much that you're willing to dedicate years of your life to work hard on this business so then you can have the money and the freedom to actually travel the world. If you have this big passion of like traveling the world, why aren't you taking the train sometimes and literally visiting the cities near you? For example, I live in Italy. I have so many good cities. Like, I have Venice near me. I have Milan near me. I have Padova near me. I have so many good cities to just travel to and just see things. But even if you live in another country, even Pakistan, Bali, whatever, even if you live in France, Germany, America, wherever you live, you still have cities near you that you can visit with museums and things that you can actually go to. So if you have this big passion, why aren't you going there? The reason is that maybe you don't actually care about location freedom. You think you care, but you don't. You need to really make sure that you understand this, because you might waste years of your life if you don't understand this. So now that you have written down all of the goals that you are going to try and achieve and work on during this autumn arc period, now you want to make sure that you actually want and desire to achieve these goals. Too often we want to achieve goals just because we heard from gurus online that these things are nice, because we heard from our family that these things are nice, our parents. We heard from our friends that these things are nice, but we don't actually care about them. You don't actually care about driving fast cars. You don't actually care about smoking cigars. You just watched an Andrew Tate video and now you want to buy the expensive cigar. Before Andrew Tate, you didn't even know what a cigar was almost, right? So yeah. And then once you have all of these goals and you realize, okay, these are the goals I actually care about, these are the goals that I don't care about, and these are the goals that I do care about it, but I need to change them a little bit. For example, making $10,000 a month. Yeah, I might still want to make $10,000 a month, but maybe I'm gonna change it a little bit. This time I'm gonna try to make $10,000 a month through actually a method that is going to make me gain passive income, for example, so that I have the freedom to actually do it. Or, for example, instead of even trying to get $10,000 a month, I'm going to do this other thing, which is going still to make me capable of like traveling the world, if that is actually your goal. For example, I'm just giving out random stuff, right? So now now that you know that these goals are the goals that you actually want to achieve. So if you need for a little bit, pause the video, write down all of the goals, modify all of the goals that you need to modify, and then you can come back to this video. Then it's time to prioritize, because remember, you will never be able to work hard and stay consistent on working on a goal that you're not motivated to achieve, right? So you want to make sure that you're actually motivated to achieve this goal. And to do that, you want to prioritize. Only work on the goals that you are most motivated to achieve, right? If you have 10 goals, for example, and 5 of them you are somewhat motivated to achieve them, then you have 3 of them that you are actually kind of a lot motivated to achieve them, but then you have like 2 of them that you're literally extremely motivated, so much that you would be willing to sacrifice your whole life just to achieve them, so much that you are willing to literally just cut down all distractions and just work on that. Just work on that specific thing for like the next autumn, the entire season, for example, right? Only keep those two goals. Cut down the other ones. Don't work on the other ones. Only work on the ones that you're most motivated to achieve. This way, if you have less goals, you are more likely to actually achieve them. And if you're actually motivated to achieve these goals, you are again more likely to achieve them. Why? Because you're gonna be more likely to work on them and stay consistent without wasting fucking time, right? In random distractions. So yeah, make sure you only keep those goals that you are willing to dedicate the entire season to, all right? And then set reasonable goals. For example, if you still have the goal of making $10,000 a month, before you always remember that your last goal is gonna be achieving $10,000, all right, a month. But first before that $10,000 mark, firstly achieve a goal. Try to achieve a goal that is a little bit less hard. For example, making $1,000. I'm just giving an example with money, but I could give this example with everything else. For example, with the gym. If for example right now you wanna increase your strength, all right, and right now you only bench like 50 kgs, don't set your goal to, for example, do 100 kgs on the bench in the next like 2 years and work like 2 years to get to this very next goal. Firstly, before you actually think about that goal, think about increasing from 50 kgs to 65 kgs, for example, in the next season. By the end of the season, you're gonna be able to bench 65 instead of 50 kgs, for example. This is just an example that I'm giving to you, all right? Set reasonable goals. That way you will actually, most people don't realize this, but the reason why I tell you to set reasonable goals is not actually just because you're gonna be more likely to achieve them, but because if you set a very high goal, it means that, for example, if this goal of benching 100 kgs, you know you're probably not gonna achieve it before 2 years. That means that for 2 years long, you're never gonna achieve any single goal in this field of the gym or fitness, right? Instead, if you set very small goals, every single time you win a goal and you actually achieve a small goal, you get a burst of dopamine, because now you actually feel the feeling that you get when you achieve something. You feel achievement, all right? You feel good, you feel accomplished, you feel accomplishment. And this motivates you further to working harder to achieve the next smaller goals. This way you can stay more consistent with your work, right? So now it's actually time to get to the third chapter, which is consistency, right? If you want to be consistent, you need to make sure you do these 4 things. So now the third chapter is going to be divided in 4 smaller chapters, with the first one being your mental health. If you don't have a good mental health, you'll never be able. Can you see me? Wait a second. All right. You'll never be able to actually achieve your goals and stay consistent. Have you ever heard that you're not actually addicted, for example, to your phone and to watching YouTube and to watching porn or whatever addiction you have that is wasting time and that is making you procrastinate instead of actually working on your goals? The reason you're not actually addicted to these things. The reason why you keep indulging into these things is because of a bigger problem, which is your bad mental health. All right. Now, if you have a good mental health, you'll never try to escape from the real world, because you actually want to live in the real world. So you don't need to use Netflix, the phone, porn, drugs, or whatever else to escape from the real world, because you actually like and you love living in the real world. So if you think that you're gonna spend the next 3 months making this the worst 3 months of your life just working all day long, not doing anything fun, not even caring about your mental health, bro, you're gonna get burned out and you're gonna end up just wasting time on your phone and on wasteful distractions that are just gonna make you procrastinate, right? Those ones that you call addictions. You're not actually addicted to them. You just have bad mental health, right? So make sure that you always prioritize feeling good. And also remember, if you don't feel good throughout the journey, there's no point, because there's even if you're eventually gonna achieve all of these goals and you're gonna make your life better because of these goals, your life is still gonna be shit if you keep like wasting your life just working, not doing anything fun, not actually caring about your mental health. I'm not saying that you should work less. I'm just saying that you should care about your mental health, and it really takes just a little bit. It just takes, for example, spending a little bit more time talking with other people and actually having a social life, right? For example, you could join a sports group or a martial art group and just go there 1 or 2 a week, spend literally 2 hours a week. That's not gonna that's not gonna take all the time that you have away from you. Just spend a couple hours a week literally in just interacting with other people. At least this way you are a little bit more social, right? Then do gratitude journaling. This literally takes 5 minutes out of your day. 5 minutes, even less than that, 3 minutes. Literally, write down every single day on your journal 5 things you're grateful for. I know this might feel like it's too simple to actually make your life better and make you happier, but bro, I'm telling you, I had periods where I, for example, wrote the 5 things that I was grateful for like 3 weeks straight, and then for some reason I stopped doing it because I feel like it's not working. And bro, I'm telling you, as soon, or because I feel like I don't need it anymore because now I feel good, I feel happy. Bro, I'm telling you, as soon as I stop doing the gratitude journaling, I stop being grateful in the day. I stop seeing things in a positive way. I stop having a positive mindset, right? And that makes me way less happier. That takes a point of happiness away from me. So if before I was 8 out of 10 happy, now I'm just 7 out of 10 happy, just because I don't spend literally 3 minutes a day just writing down the things that I'm grateful for. So literally just only spend 3 minutes every single day writing 5 things you're grateful for and the reason why you are grateful for them, right? Just 5 things every single day, 3 minutes, right? So social life, grateful, being grateful, and then care about your health, right? Have a good diet, spend time exercising, going to the gym, right? And do some exercising. Spend time outside. Why do you think I'm making a video outside right now and not inside? Because spending time outside in nature is gonna make your mental health better. It's gonna make you have a higher happiness and overall better well-being, right? Then point number 2 of this third chapter, positive mindset. You want to always have a positive mindset. This is the chapter of consistency, right? Now that you have good mental health, you also want to have a positive mindset, right? If you don't have a positive mindset, you see things negatively, you think, oh yeah, but I don't even know if this business is gonna work. Oh, you know what, I just have bad genetics. Oh, you know what, I don't really feel like working out right now. Yeah, but it's gonna take too long. Yeah, but here, yeah, but there. You're just the most boring person in the world at this point, right? You don't want to have this negative mindset. If you're gonna have this negative mindset to begin with, you're gonna quit, bro. You're never gonna be able to stay consistent. And then, third point, you want to forcefully, like literally force yourself to take a little bit of time off. You need to do this to stay consistent. So for example, what I do is that in the morning, okay, I study and I go to school. Then in the afternoon, I work, for example, on my business, or I go to the gym, or I do all of these things. And then in the weekend, I also work on business, this YouTube channel, and other things like gym and all of these other things, even in the morning, because like I don't have to go to work or go to school in the weekend, of course, right? So, but then the evening, those 2 hours of evening that I have every single day, I use them to relax a little bit, right? Because otherwise, I know I wouldn't be able to stay consistent. Maybe I would be able to work for 2 weeks straight, just completely focused, even maybe 3 weeks, just focused on this task, even sometimes getting less sleep and literally being sleep deprived, just trying to work as hard as possible on this thing so that I can achieve it as fast as possible, right? But after those 3-4 weeks, eventually I'm gonna get burned out, right? And you will get burned out. So make sure you firstly take some time off. Then if you get to the point where you see you can comfortably you can comfortably stay consistent with 2 hours of free time, maybe if you really want to, you can reduce those 2 hours to like an hour, but that will be risky. Always have some time off, otherwise you will not be able to stay consistent. Okay, you'll get burnout. And then we get to the fourth point of this third chapter, right? Which is to stop overthinking. If you want to stay consistent, you need to stop overthinking. If you're overthinking too much about random stuff, right, you are going to never be able to stay consistent, because you're going to put too much effort and too much energy into these things, so much that you'll have no energy left for can you see me? What the hell is happening with my camera, bro, today? I don't know. But yeah, I was saying, if you overthink too much about stuff, you're just putting too much energy into other things, which means you're taking too much energy out of the actual important stuff. What is the number one reason why people get burned out? It's because of their overthinking, right? Because they put too much energy into other things, right? And for example, they start overthinking about their business not going the way that you want to. They start overthinking about them not getting the good grades that they want to get, for example, at university. Or they start overthinking about, I don't know, the things that the bad things that are happening, if, for example, with a relationship. It could be with a friend, with your parents, with, for example, relatives, with your girlfriend. There could happen so many things in your life that just take too much energy away from you, because you start overthinking about them. You overthinking about these things, it's taking too much energy away from you. It's making you stressed, and this is not only making your work less efficient, because now you're trying to work but you're not even focused because you're just thinking about other random stuff, and you're so stressed that your quality of work, you can literally see it's not getting the same results that it used to in the past, or that it could get, right? And then you also start to deplete your energy a little bit every single day, to the point where you eventually get burned out. That's how that's how you get burned out, right? That's how it happens. So if you don't want to get burned out, you want to make sure that you don't overthink about random shit. I'm gonna give you an example with my own life. One time I was making videos online, okay, on YouTube, but they weren't getting as many views as I wanted them to. All right, and so I started overthinking about like every single time I would post a new video, I would overthink and think, oh, did it get enough views? Is it getting views now? I would compare it with other videos to predict if it was going to actually get views or not. Whilst I could have just waited a couple of days and see if it got views or not without overthinking about it for the entire 2 days. Literally, there is an app which is the YouTube Studio app, and you literally have to get on the app to see how many views in real time your videos are getting. I would open the YouTube Studio app like 10 times every single day, overthink even more, 15 times, just overthinking and thinking, oh, did you get another views? Oh, did I get another subscriber? Just overthinking about this stuff. And of this, of course, was getting me burned out. And I wasn't able to stay as focused on my tasks, right? And if you do that, you're never gonna be able to stay consistent, because you'll get to a point where you are so much involved with your emotions that you don't have the strength and the motivation to keep going, right? This is really what is happening. When you overthink about stuff, you are basically letting other things taking control of your emotions, right? And you are letting your emotions take control over you. The exact moment when you stop overthinking, you stop having those bad emotions about that thing. So, for example, if you are thinking too much about this video, is it gonna get another views, is it gonna get another subscriber, you are getting stressed. As soon as you stop overthinking about this thing, you stop being stressed. If you are overthinking about an argument that you had with your girlfriend 2 weeks ago, if you keep overthinking about it, you will feel heartbroken. You will feel bad, all right? But then, if you stop thinking about it, you stop feeling bad. You stop feeling heartbroken. You just feel good again. You just need to stop thinking about it. And every single time you find yourself thinking about it, stop doing it. This is the only way to prevent burnout, and you need it to stay consistent, right? So now we get to the fourth point of this video, the fourth chapter. So now you have the right mindset and the right work ethic. You have cut out all distractions, so you have complete focus on this thing. You have set your goals that you have to achieve, and you're actually being consistent on working on your goals, right? But there's still a lot of room for improvement, right? You could get to the point where you literally outwork all of your competition, where you literally are making way faster progress than all of your competition. There are so many unfair advantages that you can take advantage of, right? Now, there are strategies that are gonna make you more productive and more efficient, which is basically all that I talk about in my channel. So if you wanna learn how to become more efficient, more productive, and basically have this big unfair advantage against all of your competition, then you can watch all of my other videos and subscribe to my channel. However, I will also give you some knowledge right now in this video, right? So, for example, the biggest unfair advantage you can get that other people will not have is entering a productivity flow. Now, if you're new to this channel, you don't know what a productivity flow is yet, and you probably never heard about this term before, right? So if you want to learn what is a productivity flow and how do you enter a productivity flow and how do you never get out of a productivity flow, basically being in a productivity flow feels like you have some kind of superpower, right? You are working the entire day, never stopping. You start an activity, and as soon as you finish that activity, you're already starting the next one. No procrastination, no time wasted. And you get to actually this point where, because you're always working without ever taking breaks, you finish work way faster, so that then you actually have some time left of free time that you can spend for yourself just to enjoy life, right? And this is a cheat code, bro. This is the cheat code to productivity and to living a good life, because you get the chance of actually spending the first part of your day without any breaks, just working as hard as possible on your tasks and making so much progress, and then still having some time at the end of the day to dedicate for yourself and your free time, right? But if, for example, you wake up, you have breakfast, you watch a video online, then you start working, but then after you finished working for like 2 hours, you want to take a break, so you get some coffee, you talk with your parents a little bit, you pet your dog, then you get out for a walk, then you come back home. Now you've wasted 2 hours just like that, and then you get back to working, right? Then you come back maybe home from school or from university or from your job or whatever, and now it's about time for dinner, right? But you're tired, so what do? You sit down, you waste time just sitting down, then you just wait for the dinner to come. You just wait, all right? Okay, dinner is gonna come eventually, but it's gonna come in like 30 minutes from now. So there's no point for me to, like, it's only 7:30 p.m. So there's no point for me to start another activity, another productive activity now. I might just wait an hour and then actually eat, right? And so you end up wasting an hour just like that. Then you're tired, so you sit down, you watch Netflix, you watch a little bit your phone, you scroll on Instagram. When you're going to your job and when you're coming back home from your job and you're going with your car, you're not doing anything productive whilst you're driving, right? You're not listening to a podcast, you're not getting any knowledge, you're just maybe listening to like music or something like that. But you're just wasting time, so much time during the day, bro. You literally have 24 hours in the day. Take 8 hours away from those 24 hours, you still have 16 hours. Take 2 hours away from that to eat between breakfast, dinner, and lunch. You still have 14 hours for yourself. Why don't you have, like, if you're working 8 hours a day on your job, why don't you have 6 extra hours to dedicate to your work, right? You should have 6 hours. You can dedicate 4.5 hours to your work without stopping, without wasting any time in between activities, and then you actually start and then get like another hour and a half to like dedicate to maybe go out with friends or visit a city or just do something, go out for a walk, watch Netflix if you really want to watch Netflix or whatever the hell, right? But literally you do have 6 hours every single day. If you come back home from work and you literally you go to work in the morning as soon as you wake up and you come back home when it's already time for dinner, maybe you are wasting time where you don't even realize you're wasting it. And if you want to understand more what I'm talking about, you want to learn how to actually unlock more hours of like free time for yourself, you can actually watch this video that I've made where I talk about how you can earn 5 extra hours of free time by using this productivity flow technique that I've just talked with you about right now. All right. Then if you want to watch the other videos in my channel, you want to learn how to become more efficient, more productive, you can subscribe to my channel, leave a comment, and then eventually, if you want to get more in depth about how to actually become more productive and more efficient, you can get my one-on-one coaching. Is the first link in the description. There I will be able to give you way more specific work, and I've actually been able to change some lives because of my one-on-one coaching. This is an example right here. You can see this guy sent me a message that I asked him to send me a message to like show to other people so that other people could know how it feels like to get my one-on-one coaching. This is how he thinks it feels like. He basically said that it changed his life for the better, right? So if you want to also improve your life and become more productive and more efficient, get my one-on-one coaching. Is the first link in the description. All right. So see you in this video where I tell you how to achieve 5 extra hours of free time every single day.